In California, just to revert to it for a second, millions of gallons of water are waiting to be poured down through already the half pipes that are already built. I mean, they've been up for 40 years, and about 20 years ago they turned off the water. And it's the water that comes from the Pacific Northwest. Some of it comes out of Canada, and it flows there, and it probably has flowed there for 1 million years. And they turned it off and they routed out to the Pacific. And in the meantime, you don't have water in the hydrants, you don't have water in the sprinkler systems. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And everyone's trying to figure out why aren't they turning it back. They say it's the Delta Smelt, it's a fish, but I find that hard to believe. But we'll figure it out. And without doing that, you're going to continue to have problems. We have millions of gallons of water pouring down from the north with the snow caps in Canada.
The idea seems to be, oh, Canada has all this wonderful water. Can we not just get it down to where we need it, where we have drought conditions as in California? But of course, the business logic is that it's way too expensive to do so.
And you turn the faucet, and it takes 1 day to turn it. It's massive.
No federal government is going to open up that tap. We do need our own water. We actually do have a treaty between British Columbia and the United States, the Columbia River Treaty, that's actually currently being renegotiated.
All of that water goes aimlessly into the Pacific. And if they turned it back, all of that water would come right down here and right into Los Angeles.
So when politicians propose that, they just don't know what they're talking about. And I'm sure Mr. Trump has never studied hydrology or the economics of water. California needs is mostly local water. They need to actually manage their own water much better. They actually have water, but they're mismanaging it. They haven't put the right prices on the water.
Stop tolerating bad behavior. Now, some of you might think we should attack the Indians too, and I've said some unkind things about the Indians and what they're accomplishing, but let me tell you something about the Indians. This struggle could be solved a lot faster if the Indians were part of the utility district or whatever it is that runs these dams, because you know what? If the Indians were suddenly making a ton of money off of these dams, all of a sudden, the fish in the dams would be just fine. There'd be no problem with tribal rights at all. Now, some of you are looking at me like, I don't believe that, okay? Go look up the case of the relicensing of the dams on the Deschutes River. You know how Portland General Electric Company got those dams relicensed? It made the local tribes partners in the money coming off the dams, and suddenly all of the fish problems and the tribal problems were gone. So people have to think politically about these things. It can be done.